Hello everyone, welcome to the IWBF Men's Repechage. It is the final day, it is the crossover games. These 3 tickets to Ottawa will be confirmed here on the final day. A warm hello to everyone watching on the IWBF YouTube channel. John Hobbs, Josh Bett alongside me. We are settling down for Korea against Brazil. The first ticket of the day will be decided. The second ticket overall will be decided here. Of course, Iran qualifying yesterday. Josh, these 2 teams, contrasting performances throughout. Korea, a really tough side to break down. And then, of course, you've got Brazil, who love to launch it from downtown. The 3-point shot has been very kind to them. They're a very exciting team to watch. What are you looking for in these games?
Well, I think you're right. It's a contrast of 2 different teams in terms of the styles that they possess and demonstrate on the floor. Look, we know that Brazil is a very talented team with a superstar player like Cristiano Clemente. Let's not forget the likes of Dario Filho. I mean, they proved yesterday in that emphatic first win for them against Senegal that they want to get to Ottawa 2026. Korea, on the other hand, they have some very good players. I mean, Cho is probably in my mind, one of the best isolation players, number 23 for Korea. Technically, I think the Koreans are a very good team. They never predetermine what they want to do. They always read what the defense gives you. But in a game like this, it's you win, you go to Canada. You lose, unfortunately, your summer, you're going to be watching live on IWBF YouTube.
Exactly, the stakes are very high today, high as they've ever been. Starting 5s for the 2 teams, starting with Korea. Jung Sung Kwak, Gil Dong Yang, Seong Hyung Cho, Sang Yo Kim, and Bong Young Lee will be starting for Korea. For Brazil, Duan Santos, Dario Filho, Cristiano Clemente, Alex da Silva, and Sergio Junior. Our 3 officials for this contest: Krunoslav Pejic from Croatia, Mabaka Lebani from Algeria, and Hiroki Ono from Japan.
John, I think there's one thing to highlight about Korea. They're going to need a very big performance from the player I mentioned, Sung Hyun Cho. But here's the thing for Korea. I think where they're going to have maybe a disadvantage is probably defending Brazil in the paint. Now, one advantage Korea will have, of course, I think they're probably the best team in this repechage at moving the ball and getting high percentage looks. And as we said, if there's a day that you have to have your best, you need that high percentage from the field, this would be the day from Korea. It's 2 different contrasts in terms of the way these 2 teams play, but I don't think you could call it either way.
As we get set to tip off here in the first crossover game of the day. Warm welcome to everyone, as said, mentioning on the IWBF YouTube channel. Lots of comments coming in. Great to see so many Brazil fans staying up late, the early hours over in South America right now. But great to have you all on board as Brazil in green come out onto the floor, Korea in white.
And if Korea have done their homework, the scouting report on this Brazilian team, one thing they're not going to want is Cristiano Clemente to have too many wide open looks on the perimeter. And as I said, with a player as great as him, John, it's impossible to stop him. The only inevitable thing is that you can try to contain him, of course, but even that is more difficult said than done.
Leading scorer right now in this repechage, averaging 30 points a contest. As Brazil get the first possession of the contest, here is da Silva to Sergio Junior. Da Silva gets it back. There is Dos Santos, the 2.
I see it right there. That's a little bit too easy. That's a one-time Korea's defense just caught off guard. A wide open look inside the paint for Brazil.
Cho gives it up to Yang, and Gil Dong Yang is fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple.
That's what I've always liked about watching Korea in this repechage. They always get their spacing right. I thought, number 39 Kim had a good look, but he was trying to be a screen setter. But there you see Yang just going down the middle where there's an opening. They don't get the bucket, but what do they get? 2 early free throws.
As Gil Dong-yang makes the first, and we talk about Cho earlier on, but Yang, a very, very efficient player, gets it done at both ends of the floor, and a really physical presence as well under the basket for Korea, as Juan Dos Santos waits for help. Nine to shoot for Brazil, and the steal from Kim, and here is Yang. Kwak has it. Lee. Cho fading away, gives it up to Yang. Back to Cho with the shot clock at 8. Kwak, a 2 is money.
That offense is so patient. Korea, they're so quick at moving the ball and spreading the floor, and that just puts a lot of early pressure on Brazil's defense.
Patient play from Korea, waiting for the right shot at the right time. There is Clemente with the layup.
This is one thing Korea's got to be wary of. If you're going to put a lot of full court pressure, you need to make sure you're able to counter the quick transition, because they hit Brazil a lot of pressure relievers that are able to go for quick counterattacks.
Cho. Yang. Yang gets it back at the foul line. Lovely bounce pass. Kwak misses the 2.
It's good offense, but you got to be able to knock those down. This is the game you got to make everything, John.
As we have a whistle on the play, and Brazil will get the ball back. Foul on Kwak. That'll be his first foul. Well, both teams shooting the ball reasonably well. We've only had the 1 miss thus far. As Philo has it. Philo misses the 2, and Kim collected the loose change. Here is Cho, marked by Junior, and then Da Silva comes to meet him. Cho at the top, buries a long 2.
Well, I said he's the go-to player, and he's got the range. And like I said, it's a very good start for the Koreans.
Second in scoring for Korea at this repechage at 14 points a contest. Here is Sergio Junior, turns the ball over but reclaims it, and a whistle is gone as Gil Dong-yang, the guilty party.
And that's tough, because that's the kind of good defense you want to see from Korea. I mean, Yang putting his hands in the passing lanes, but just couldn't quite slow himself down, with inevitably that led to the foul called.
Da Silva, Philo, 6 to shoot. Clemente, a 3, splash.
That's going to be a problem for Korea. That's good defense, John, but it's Clemente, it's just simply better offense.
7 3-pointers yesterday for Cristiano Clemente against Senegal. As Cho just given freedom of the land inside.
John, it's a great screen set by Sang-Yo Kim, but again, it's what Korea do. They create an overload on one side and leave so much space for Cho.
Philo running into a bit of trouble here. Passes it to Da Silva. Da Silva, there is Sergio Junior, misses the layup. And the rebound taken by Yang. Here is Cho. Korea looking to push. Yang gives it up. Lovely, crisp passing from Korea. And Kim gets it to go and 1.
See, I thought Yang should have gone up with the first shot, but he makes that extra pass. These Korean players, John, we talked about this with Iran. Many of them have been together for quite a while. They were there back in Dubai in 2023. So their continuity is very strong amongst each other.
Well, we spoke about Cho, the second leading scorer for Korea. There is the leading scorer there, number 39, Sang-Yo Kim, getting off the mark and burying the free throw for good measure. And Korea have an early 10-7 lead. Dos Santos. Da Silva looking to help. Dos Santos passes it off to Filo. There is Da Silva, there is Clemente. Filo gets it and gets it to go. Beautiful passing, patient offense.
Korea had 3 players trying to go out and contest Clemente, and that turned out to be a big mistake. The paint was wide open in the end.
Cho still has it with 6 to shoot. Kim is wide open, a 3. That's short, and Clemente the rebound. Here is Da Silva. And Filo can't hang on. Here is Cho. Quack has acres of space, gives it up to Cho. Again, patient offense from Korea, and the shot is good from Quack.
Well, that's 2 good looks already from him, and that's something he's got to build on. Junso Quack is a very deadly mid-range shooter. They've got to keep finding that option.
Second field goal for Quack. There is Dario Filo. He's fouled. And 2 shots to come for Dario Filo. Coach Van Rotselaar not happy that that was just a regular foul. He was looking for an unsportsmanlike. But 2 shots to come.
It may have a case there. And I'm wondering, wow, that Gil Yandong is such a key player with his size, physicality, and also how mobile he is at getting up and down the floor. But you've already got 1 foul. Filio's got the better hand of you. Just let him take it. You don't want to risk anything for potentially being upgraded.
Dario Filo averaging a shade under 10 points a game at this men's repechage, as he gets the first to go at 13 points, 6 boards in the win over Senegal yesterday, and has proven to be a really consistent player for Brazil in this event as he makes them both. Yang over halfway in the first period here in Suphan, Buri. Yang at the foul line and back irons the 2. It's rebounded by Da Silva.
Filio that time stepping off, just allowing Yang to shoot the ball. I mean, that's good defense from Brazil.
Da Silva again surveying the floor, whips it to Clemente. Sergio Junior cutting to the basket. Clemente didn't need him.
Well, Sergio Junior makes that cut, and what that does is that makes the defense second guess, but Clemente, high release, impossible to defend.
Here is Cho launching a 3, no good. Rebounded Clemente. 3:50 to play in the first period. It's a 1-point lead for Brazil. A place at Ottawa on the line as Filo gets it to go, and a foul.
That's a size advantage Brazil has. Dario Filo just gets right up the floor in the paint, and he becomes an easy target for Clemente.
Dario Filo going to the stripe. And for the last 2 minutes, he's been a solid contributor at both ends for Brazil, and they have a 3-point lead. Gil Dong-Yang has it. Cho looking to fake out Sergio Junior, gives it up. There is Quack in acres of space, in and out. Ball goes out of bounds. Brazil get the possession.
That's the kind of shot they want from Quack. Unfortunately, doesn't go in. My one worry for Korea, though, is the rebounding game is going to be a very tough battle. Yang is probably their best rebounder on this team, given the size he'll possess against these Brazilian players. But, John, if this rebounding battle becomes overwhelmingly in Brazil's favor, it's going to be a tough night for Korea if they can't find other ways to score.
And right now, Brazil out-rebounding Korea 6-3. And Brazil, you mentioned about rebounding. Korea, a really underrated rebounding team. As we said at the top of the stream, a very physical team.
But certain matchups do differ depending who you're on. And with a team like Brazil, there's quite clearly a physical advantage.
As Clemente can't hang on, and Korea will get the ball back as Both teams now starting to struggle a bit with ball security as the Brazilian trainer will come onto the floor and help Sergio Junior back up. We saw Sergio Junior this time last year at the Under-23 World Championships, a bona fide scorer at junior level, but for the senior men, more of a facilitator, a bit more patient in his play, and that speaks volumes to a player that you can adjust like that.
Yeah, versatility at all levels. That will make some great players that playing at this level, of course.
Yang, Cho. Gildong Yang wide open, doesn't get it to go. Good defense from Brazil. On the follow was Kim.
And that's what Korea needs, those second chance opportunity points.
2:46 to play in the quarter. Filo. Marcos da Silva was looking to break free, and Yongyan Lee with the foul. And that'll put Korea in the penalty with 2:36 to play. And Marcos da Silva will go to the stripe. We spoke throughout this repechage about Anderson Ferreira, a 47-year-old veteran. Marcos da Silva at 43.
It's almost a veteran's play there, what he did, because in that transition, he just gets the better of Byung-Jae Lee. Just kind of gets in and around him. And Byung-Jae Lee, because he doesn't have the interior positioning on him defensively, he's got no choice but the foul. And the problem here for Korea, 2:36, you can't commit any more fouls.
As da Silva makes them both. Very energetic player as well. He'll be seeing that all game long for the minutes that he's in this game. Here is Yang. And you saw that physicality there and that energy from Marcos da Silva, but a little too much for the referee's liking. That's his first foul.
Only the second team one so far for Brazil, so third one, excuse me. So they do have one to give, but it's the last day. When it goes to Ottawa, it's going to be a physical game, isn't it?
The stakes are high, there's no doubt about it. As Cho has the ball, gets it back, 5 to shoot. Cho's got to do something with it. Korea, do they know about it? There they go, and they get it to go. Kim with the 2. You almost thought that they didn't realize the shot clock was winding down, but they get the shot off.
That's a big shot by Sang-Gyo Kim. He's only averaging 5 points, but so far he's having a big impact here in the first quarter.
And Korea shooting at around 48% from the field as Filo banks it home.
Korea don't have an answer for this set, and it's a quick transition press breaker. Find Dario Filo in the paint.
Cho. A minute and 35 remaining in the first. There is Kim again. And we've seen this throughout the men's repechage, and we said it from day one, how Sang-Gyo Kim is such a physical presence. He's Korea's main offensive threat under the basket, and time in and time out we've seen it, and we're seeing it here again today.
Yeah, but I just find it amazing how he's not really, really having to do too much to just get inside the paint. He's doing the simple stuff. It's flashes to the middle, it's those second chance points. Now, he is one of their leading scorers, nearly averaging a double-double, but like I said, those numbers I think are going to have to be very big if they're going to come up with a victory today.
They bagged 3 double-doubles at the Asia Oceania Championships, which of course held a little down the road in Bangkok. They averaged 12.7 boards a game as da Silva has it. There is Clemente, who's perfect from the field and remains that way. 4 of 4 from the floor.
John, we talked about matchups. This is the advantage I keep talking about. If Brazil want to run away with this game, just keep going into the paint.
Kwak has it. There is Cho. down the middle, beautiful pass, and the finish from Lee.
Cho, in my mind, is probably one of the players who has the best vision. He has a great passing ability, but it's reading what the defense gives him.
Clemente, Gildong Yang for company. Clemente still has it. Clemente wanted the shot. Dos Santos is open. Shot clock at 3. Got to do something with it. Clemente throws it up and puts it in.
I don't know what else you're supposed to do. That's good defense, but it's Clemente's world. John, we just live in it.
20 seconds to go in the first. Brazil with a 3-point lead.
Intelligent here from Cho. Says we're going for the last shot. 2 seconds difference.
Korea not panicking. Patient as always. There's the pass. And Kwak can't finish. But there to pick up the loose change and get fouled again is Sang-Yong Kim.
John, I have said this. I haven't been able to cover any of Korea's games. Now, I've been watching them as you've been covering them, obviously. But one thing that's always impressed me with Korea, if we go back to the last IWBF World Championship, this team technically as a unit, the synergy, they're so good. You got Cho saying to everybody, one shot. We're going to get the very final shot. It's a pick and roll. They get a good look, but then an offensive rebound again from Kim. This team, they have to believe in themselves. They can get to Canada, but they got 3 more quarters to do it.
Off to the left with the first. That's actually his first miss from the foul line here today. He was 3 of 3 before that. And Korea, one of the better free throw shooting teams in this repechage, shooting at around 70%. As a whistle has gone, Brazil will get the ball back with 1.4 on the clock.
And that is just a foul you don't want to commit. And if that is on, I think this is going to spell a lot of trouble for Korea, because I got a feeling this is on Dong Gil Yang. Nope, I don't think
it is, no.
Nope. Still, it's a poor foul to give away, because you had the chance to cut it down to 1, and now you're facing the prospect of the Silva making it a 2-possession game going into the second quarter.
Foul was called on Sang-Yol Kim. That is his second foul, but 2 Korea players and vital players on 2 fouls, not just with Kim, but Gildong Yang as well. As De Silva makes it a 4-point lead. 1.4 left in the first period. And a good start for Brazil, but Korea will also be confident with their start and how they've come about their business as we end the first period. 24-20. Brazil have the lead and a place in Ottawa at the stake. Sang-Yol Kim leading the way with 9 points. He also has 5 rebounds for Korea. Leading the way for Brazil, Cristiano Clemente with 11 points. A flawless 5 for 5 from the floor. And as we expected, the offense largely going through Clemente, but they do switch it up, don't they, Brazil? They go to Philo, they go to Anderson Ferreira, even though he's not seen minutes yet. But right now, Philo and Clemente have been a worthy duo. But you know, for Korea, it's just they've been patient. They haven't panicked. There's still 3 more quarters. They'll be aware of that. Nothing's lost, nothing's won yet.
Well, Brazil currently 9 out of 11 from the field. They do have the 1 3-pointer from Cristiano Clemente, but the one thing I did say that Korea need to make sure they make an extra effort for today is the offensive rebound. They've done that. Now, you can look at the offensive rebounding stats. They have 3, Brazil have 0. The reason Brazil have 0 is because they've been much better from the field, 81%. But with Korea's 16 attempts, they're 50%. That is why, if you're not able to score from your sets or any pick and rolls, you got to find those 2 ways to get buckets: second chance points and points in transition.
Well, following on from this game, at 1:45 local time, it'll be Poland against the hosts Thailand. And then at 4 o'clock, the men's repechage will conclude with the Netherlands against Senegal, with 3 spots for Ottawa on the line. Yesterday, of course, we saw Iran defeat Poland to book their spot. Of course, due to Venezuela withdrawing, Iran would have played Venezuela today, but will get the 20-0 forfeit victory as we start the second period here in Suphan, Buri, and Cho has it to start for Korea. Kwak back to Cho. Da Silva all over him. There is Yang, shot clock at 9. Great defense from Brazil here as Yang throws one up and Sergio Junior collects the rebound. Here is Da Silva.
So that time Korea's passing wasn't able to make Brazil's defense shift. You can't just pass, you've also got to get into dangerous areas.
Da Silva. There is Philo. And Philo gets the friendly bounce.
It's already 14 points in the paint now for Brazil.
And 10 of 12 from the field. And an offensive foul has been called.
That's his third.
That is his third as well, yeah. So Gildong Yang is going to have to come out. And Mi Song Kim comes into the game, and Yongjo Lee checks in as well for Korea. Yongjo Lee has been a major X factor for Korea in this repechage. Another player that gets it done at both ends of the floor as Clemente misses. That's a rare miss for Brazil given the circumstances. And here is Yongjo Lee. Sweeps it wide to Cho. And Cho short with the 2. And Philo collects only his second rebound.
That's a good look, but again, that's where the offensive rebounding from the weak side needs to come into play.
Clemente, one-handed catch, but misses the 2.
Great work by Cho there.
Did very well to collect that. Here is Cho. Lee is acres of space, nails a 2.
Very high percentage take. Cho makes a penetration to the key. It's a kick out, and those are the shots we'll continue to see taken by Korea.
Da Silva. Clemente to Philo, back to Marcos Da Silva. And Lee deflected. It was a case of one pass too many. And there's 5 on the shot clock.
Keep the ball out of the hands of Clemente, because he's the one they'll go to try to get a shot in any pressure situation.
And he gets the ball, gives it up to Sergio Junior. Misses the 2, but it will stay a Brazil possession. But 2/10 of a second left on the shot clock. Sergio Junior's shot did not hit the rim. Well, the referees are just going to have a chat about this, actually. And I think they're happy that that shot didn't hit the rim. So 2/10 of a second left on the shot clock. It's going to have to be a Hail Mary, whichever way you look at it.
And if you're Korea here, don't foul. Last thing you want to do is foul and give them another baseline possession.
Cristiano Clemente and Yongjong Lee and Clemente's wheelchair just stuck together. There'll be a timeout here whilst we get this sorted, and both teams will now head to their respective benches. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us on the IWBF YouTube channel. Great to have you all on board for the final day of the IWBF Men's Repechage 2026. 3 tickets to the IWBF World Championships in Canada on the line here. And of course, once the games are done here, keep it locked on the IWBF YouTube channel, because it's the final day of action at the Women's Repechage over in Spain. Some fantastic action there in the capital, Madrid. But it's been a fantastic tournament, hasn't it? We've still got 2 games, Josh, left to play, but it's been a fantastic tournament, and one thing that we've spoken about quite a lot is the volunteers, the people at this facility have been absolutely first class. They've been wonderful hosts, haven't they, Thailand?
They absolutely have, John. I mean, it's always a great occasion wherever we go over the world. Look, 2 years ago we were in Nice, in France, and it was a great occasion then for the Paralympics. And it just goes to show the pathways, any national federation, if you put your best teams together, there's always a pathway to get to an IWBF World or a Paralympics.
One thing that has been nice has been the weather, but there's a shot clock violation. But yeah, one thing about it is the weather has been sweltering. It's an average of 32 degrees throughout the week and a half we've been here. It's 34 currently at the moment. How we're surviving,
I live in this part of the world. I'm used to it now.
Trust me, I'm not.
Well, I'll be going home in a few weeks back to jolly old, so it'll be there's a bit of a heat wave back home in the UK as well as we speak.
Apparently it's raining on the in the south of England, but
that sounds normal, yep.
Either way, let's focus on what's going on the court, I guess.
Yeah, let's focus, shall we?
Joe at the foul line makes the first. So Korea will get the ball back off the technical foul that was called. We do apologise for prioritising weather over what happens on the court as Youngju Lee hits a two.
So I'm a bit concerned with that defense of Brazil. There seemed to be a reluctancy to pick up very early. Korea, as I mentioned, they're a very high percentage mid-range shooting team.
As Clemente, under all kinds of pressure, misses the two inside, and that's great defense from Korea. They were almost triple teamed Clemente, and at the other end, quack the layup.
Well, again, it's what I said. They're doing a good job of trying to contain Clemente. You're never going to stop him, but you're going to force him into tough shots. They come up with a rebound, and John, how quickly do they get into a transition?
And just like that, Korea have turned a 6-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Timeout called by Brazil. And the technical foul that was called was on Cristiano Clemente.
Cooler heads need to prevail. A position in Ottawa for the IWBF World Championship is on the line. No need to let everything fall apart.
And it's 2 fouls on Brazil's leading scorer, and a wise timeout from Coach Van Rotselaar, just calming his team down. He's been in this situation many, many times before, of course, the former head coach for the Dutch national team. And right now, trying to steady the ship for the Brazilian national side here in Suphan, Buri. But this is what Korea are all about. Their backs are against the wall, but they fight back, and as a result, a quick 7-0 run has turned this game around, and now they have a 1-point lead as we come up to the 3rd minute of the 2nd period.
I just find it amazing with Brazil, where they had the early dominance in this game and they built that 6-point cushion. It was all about going in the paints, whether they were being pressed. Now they've gone away from that now. They've got to go back to what's working for them, where they have the advantage.
Clemente. Da Silva shoots 2, no good. Sergio Junior hustling, and Brazil will get it. And Da Silva on the floor, a foul is called. And that'll be on Youngjo Lee, that'll be his first foul.
That's the time Korea, they just had to scramble for the rebound, but it's not the first time they've ended up committing a foul in the process. Again, John, key players picking up 3 and 2 fouls. You don't want that at this stage.
Marcos Da Silva. Clemente, again, the catch with one hand. Falling away, and he'll get 2 shots. A foul called on Sang-Yul Kim.
That's number 3 as well now.
That'll be his 3rd foul, yeah. And we talk about Korea's physicality, but right now they've really got to be careful because they're just getting a bit too reckless on the defensive end.
Yeah, and there's also the panic mode whenever Clemente's got it. Like I said, they want to make sure they contest everything he takes, but that's 3 fouls on 2 very key players.
Clemente hits the first, as the Poland team have arrived. Of course, they play hosts Thailand after
the
this.
Selfies as well as we speak.
Absolutely, getting the selfies with the local organising committee. Well, it is the final day after all. Clemente hits the second. Very cheerful bunch, aren't they, the local organising committee?
Oh, they're amazing. Everybody in this tournament's been amazing. The benevolence has been just truly remarkable.
As Alex da Silva, and coming in for the first time, Plinio Macedo for Brazil, as Sukhyong Young comes into the game for the first time for Korea. Here is Kwak. Cho was looking for help, finds it in Kwak. Kwak steadies himself, wide open, almost had time to just slowly release that and get the 2 to go.
Well, Brazil had a double overload there, but I'm surprised again, nobody made that last-ditch effort to come out and contest.
Wasn't any sign of any sort of contest, was there, as Da Silva wide open. There is Da Silva, no hesitation, and he misses the 2. And Korea with momentum here in this crossover game. And Brazil, after their strong start, starting to fade a little. Here is Cho. Kwak again. And it turns it over.
So I think Cho should have taken himself that time.
Here is Clemente. Brazil now looking to push. Macedo inside. And Brazil retake the lead.
But both teams have really exhibited some very strong transition play at the moment. They got to keep going to this.
Cho. Lee. Short. And a foul has been called. He'll get 2 shots at the line.
Well, both teams have made these mistakes. There's only so much pressure you want to put on a shooter, but again, a lot of unnecessary fouls being committed by both teams here in the first half.
Well, the pendulum has swung at both ends here for both sides. As Youngjo Lee at the line for Korea, averaging 7 points, 4 assists in this men's repechage. He'll get another, well, I was going to say if he missed that, he'll get another bite of the cherry, because a Brazil player went into the paint, but he made it count, and Brazil will get the ball back, and Korea now retake the lead.
Korea 70% from the free throw line now in the first half. It's a very good percentage.
And shooting a solid 54% from the field as Clemente misses the long one. He gets the ball back. There is Da Silva under the cup. Good defense from Lee. Da Silva misses the 2, and the ball is loose. And it's a 3-second violation. Triple teaming there from Korea, and they get the job done.
And Korea, unfortunately, giving up an offensive rebound, not once but twice there. But as you said, John, it's the collapse in the paint, doing anything to make that a pressure shot for Da Silva.
Even though they've got 1 foul to give, as we enter the halfway point, fearless in their defense, Korea. Here is Lee. There is Yun. Yun gets it to go, and Korea have a 3-point lead.
Very patient execution there by the Koreans, getting something in the paint.
Clemente. Da Silva can't hang on. Youngjo Lee the steal. Here is Cho. Cho now going for the layup, banks it home. Timeout Brazil with 4:24 to play in the half, and Korea rampant at the moment.
John, that last offense from Brazil, I've said this time and time again, you got Clemente camping in the paint, just get the ball to him right away. But what they allow was number 21 from Korea, Seo Hun-yun. he makes that effort to get straight in the paint to make sure that no early paint entry is there. They force a turnover, and again, Korea, what they've done so many times in this game, they've now converted 8 points from Brazil's turnover. This is a good spell for them, leading by 5.
And Brazil have gone nearly 2 minutes without a score at the moment, as Korea have a 5-point lead. There was a period in this second quarter where both teams were trading baskets, almost trading blows as well, but Korea have unlocked the key right now and are 5 points ahead. Can they unlock a ticket to Ottawa? Still got a long way to go, and Brazil will keep fighting.
See, 4:24 to go here in the second quarter. Brazil's got to build some momentum, something. Get a few confidence plays, and then just try to really get some more stuff, not only in the paint, but as well as in transition. Try to dictate these next 4:24 to give yourself that advantage at halftime.
Da Silva. Malcedo. Clemente trying to get open and puts it in off the window.
Much better for Clemente. Pump fake, one little dribble, and it's simply off the bank. He's got to get into that rhythm again.
Cho gliding his way to the cup, comes out, goes for the mid-range. That's off the back iron and rebounded by Clemente. Da Silva. Malcedo, there is Clemente, wide open, sets himself and puts in a long 2.
Now here's the momentum, the rhythm. Just keep piling it to Clemente. Let him cook up.
Exactly what Brazil wanted. Cristiano Clemente now heating up. Here is Lee. Shot clock in single figures. Lee sticks a 2.
So I think at that point, Brazil's got to do a little bit quicker, trying to switch everything.
Youngjo Lee now 3 of 3 from the field. He has 8 points. Malcedo did well to catch, and he'll go to the line for 2. And that's a foul on Youngjo Lee, who's picked up, I believe, it'll be his first foul, actually, excuse me. As Malcedo goes to the foul line, and he's another player that'll be one to watch for the future in Brazil. Of course, part of that under-23 squad last year at the World Championships. Had a tournament high 14 points against Australia in the group phase. So he's a player that can certainly put up numbers, but just trying to find his identity with the senior team. As he misses the first and buries the second.
Still a lot of time here in the second quarter. Kind of feel the team who has that advantage going into the second half, that is going to be a huge plus going into the second.
Cho still has it, swings it wide. It's welcomed in by Lee. There is Yun, back to Cho. Beautiful passing again, this time though no good from Lee.
Fantastic execution, but the end product just not quite there.
It's almost like a modified 4-high play as a whistle has gone.
It's the problem for Korea now. They've, not only for the first time, second quarter running, they've got into the penalty first. So anytime they foul Brazil, well, that's a 14 foul. I thought it was a 15.
They've no fouls to give.
Well, it might have just been a delay in game, probably.
In fact,
no, I was right. 15
you were right
foul.
first time.
Scoreboard just takes its time. It's okay.
It's not every day me and Josh are quick off the mark, but we've just proven that theory wrong, as Brazil will go to the line. And Sergio Junior to the stripe. strings the first. When we talk about the Under-23 World Championship, Sergio Junior in the all-tournament team in his home town of Sao Paulo, as he hits the second. And we're all tied up at 37 with 2:22 to play. Here is Lee. Finds Cho, falling away, hits a two.
Sean, that was a tough pass. That was not a clear line. Great vision.
As Marcos da Silva, full head of speed, glides his way to the basket. And Correa did not pick him up, and he'll go back to the line. Of course, Correa in the penalty, and that's a shooting foul anyway.
Second on Cho. Not too much to be concerned with, but you're absolutely right there, John. There was no pickup early, no switching, no communication there from the Koreans.
2 players at the moment on 3 fouls, and a couple of them also on 2. So Brazil can really take advantage of this, and at the halftime interval, Van der Rotselaar will certainly want to zero in on that. But you've got to make your free throws.
Maybe not a bad foul after all.
Yeah. Brazil 10 of 15 from the strike. 15 foul shots in this first half. Here is Cho. Under 2 to play in the half. Again, Cho with the pass and Lee with the finish.
John, I love that. He brings the Silva out to commit. Then he penetrates the no-look dime. This man, Cho, is a magician.
And that's 10 assists for Cho, flirting with that double-double. 9 points, 10 assists. Sergio Junior hits.
And that's a very tough angle. We've seen him go to that pick-and-roll scenario with Clemente. Off balance, going towards the baseline, a tough shot.
Here is Cho. 1 point away from that double-double. Cho will go for it, but not hit. And there on the follow was Yun.
John, it's big. 7-second chance points already for Korea in this game. Only 2 for Brazil. A big battle you want to win.
Here is Clemente. 43 seconds to play in the half. Da Silva a 3, short. Rebounded Lee. Yun racing down the other end of the floor. There is Yun trying to create some separation, blows the layup. And the ball goes out of bounds, and Korea will keep it.
Korea's going to be very happy to see any other Brazilian player take a long-range shot, whether it's inside the arc or a 3, other than Clemente. And if they force that on the defensive end, that's good defense for the Koreans.
As Joel Nascimento, Carlos Casemiro, and Anderson Ferreira check in. Sergio Junior, Alex da Silva, and Marcos da Silva come out. Here is Lee. Cho. Cho still has it with 4 to shoot. The dime, they kick it out. The extra pass blocked by Casemiro. Shot clock violation. And we've seen Korea's patience on the offensive side. They look to get that shot off, and Clemente, brilliant defense from him.
So I just think when you've got the ball in the paint, just go up with any attempt. You're more likely to get fouled. There's no need for the kick out.
Anderson Ferreira wisely picks it up at half court, and the game clock restarts as Nascimento misses inside. Ball is loose. Who has it? Jump ball.
It was quite a very intelligent veterans play there by Anderson Ferreira. Just allowed the ball to run, knowing there wasn't much time left.
And the possession arrow goes the way of Brazil with 5.1 in the half to go. Anderson Ferreira there, the 47-year-old. There is Clemente. Clemente puts it in with a second left. And that'll do it for the first half. And it's a closely contested first 20 minutes that have just been completed here in Suphan, Buri. It is 43 to 41 in favor of Korea, but Cristiano Clemente, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, leading the way for the South American side. And for Korea, a bit more spread, evenly balanced with their scoring. 2 players on 9 points. Seung Hyun Cho, who has 9 points, 10 assists, and Sang-Yo Kim, who has 9 points. Korea shooting 54% from the floor. Brazil almost identically shooting at a shade under 54% themselves, 53.8. But it's all to play for, and a ticket to Ottawa on the line. Join us for the second half in around 11 minutes time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Suphan, Buri here in central Thailand. It is the final day of the IWBF Men's Repechage 2026 as the 3 remaining tickets for the IWBF World Championships will be decided today, and it's all to play for in our first game of the day between Korea and Brazil. Korea with a slender 43-41 lead. But Brazil certainly not out of this as we await our first qualifier for the World Championships here today. Of course, Iran booked their tickets yesterday with a victory over Poland. Poland will get their chance in our next game against the hosts Thailand, and the Netherlands and Senegal will wrap up the men's repechage. John Hobbs, Josh Bett alongside me. A thrilling first half, Josh. What do you think is to come in the second?
Well, Korea play within themselves. They know where their weaknesses and strengths are, of course. The weaknesses and strengths, excuse me, my apologies. But the thing here for Brazil, what I feel they haven't done a consistent job of, they've done a great job of it in the first quarter, is utilizing the area where they have the advantage, and that's been in the paint. Clemente, outstanding game already, 19 points. But, Korea, they've done a good job of trying to contain him. Offensively, Korea very good on the counterattack, very good in transition, but also they have gone further beyond themselves by going for many offensive rebounds and second chance points.
A big thank you to everyone joining us on the IWBF YouTube channel. Great to have you all on board, whether you're staying up late in Brazil or watching on from Korea. This is a fantastic advert for this great sport, but only one team will go to the IWBF World Championships. Both teams want to get there, but only Korea or Brazil will head there in this contest.
It's only a 2-point game, John, and I've got a feeling this game could very well go right down to the wire. And if it does, of course, one of these teams is going to have their hearts completely broken, knowing that a defeat means you're not going to Ottawa. But like I said, we'll find out in these first early minutes how the second half is going to dictate.
Korea get the first possession of the third period. Here is Youngjo Lee to Cho. Lee gets it back, gets a 2-up, airballs it. And the ball will go out of bounds as Min Sung Kim thought he kept it in, but it went out of bounds, well, his wheel went out of bounds. And now Brazil will get their possession off and running.
Brazil's got to get that momentum going through Clemente early.
Da Silva from the foul line, short, rebounded by Kim. And here is Cho. Cho, lovely dump-off pass. The finish is wanting from Kim, and he'll get another opportunity, and he'll go to the line.
And John, right there, Korea was a little too easy for Cho just to get inside the paint. They wanted to tempt him into a shot where Brazil feel they have the size advantage, but Cho is probably, in my mind, one of the best facilitators in this competition.
Cristiano Clemente very animated to his teammates, telling them they must box out. That was 7 offensive rebounds now for Korea. And they are out-rebounding Brazil. Well, in fact, actually, they're tied with Brazil, 17 apiece, but they're out-rebounding them on the offensive glass, 7-5.
9 out of 12 from the free throw line for the Koreans.
Yeah. Da Silva. There was a gap right down the middle. He decided not to exploit that. There is Clemente. Clemente. That's short with his 3. And the rebound taken in by Min Sung Kim. Or excuse me, by Cho. Cho still has it. Cho goes glass, gets past Clemente. Lovely play from Cho, creating his own space for that shot.
Unfortunately, it's not the first time Brazil's been a little too short. on the coverage.
And an offensive foul has been called on Alex Da Silva. And that'll be Da Silva's second foul.
See, Brazil's got two battles right now, two storms they got to ride. The lead from Korea, but also the emotional battle. They've got to have cooler heads need to prevail at the moment for the Brazilians.
Here is Cho. Cho just puts it up and puts it in.
He's on fire at the moment. You got to contain him.
And Korea have raced out to an 8-point lead, their biggest lead of the game. Clemente. Da Silva. Da Silva with 6 to shoot. Has to go for the shot. Misses it. Sergio Junior, the offensive board. Filo. Dos Santos. Clemente finally gets it. Clemente to Filo. Filo can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. Da Silva gets it at the third attempt, and he stems the bleeding.
John, what do we say? Second chance opportunity points. A big X factor in this game.
6 points on the second chance for Brazil in this game. 9 for Korea. There is Kim. Short. Rebounded Clemente. His 7th rebound.
It's where Brazil want to get something quick in transition. Try to turn the tide emotionally in this game.
Da Silva. There is Filo. Filo gets it to go. Over Kim. 4-point game.
It's a solid 4-0 run. That should really inspire these Brazilian players. Try to get another stop here.
Kim inside. Kim will go to the line for a couple. The catch there from Sergio Junior. And that'll be Sergio Junior's first foul.
And John, what I like about Sang-Yeol Kim is just, as I said in the first quarter, it's the simple things. He doesn't need the ball in his hands always to be an effective player. He's a screener, he's a roller, but inside the paint, he always appears in these gaps that makes, for players like Cho, who are key facilitators, it makes their job so easy.
As you said, a key facilitator and a player who averages just shy of a double-double at this repechage, as you alluded to earlier, as he makes the second. And a 5-point advantage for Korea here. Clemente, lovely tap pass, and Sergio Junior just about gets it down.
That's good, getting more points in the paint. That's just going to reestablish the identity for the Brazilian offense.
Sergio Junior, so underrated, cutting to the basket. Korea have really missed him all game long. Here is Cho. Cho is fouled and won.
John, that is high IQ play by Cho. Just gets around the screen, knows the contact is coming. I don't think he believes he's going to make this, but he takes it knowing he's going to get fouled, but it's a 3-point play.
Sung-Yun Cho with a big basket, off balance, got it to go as Marcos Da Silva replaces Alex Da Silva, and Carlos Casemiro replaces Duan Dos Santos. Cho makes the 3-point play. 11 of 15 from the stripe for Korea in this game. Clemente goes to the basket, can't get it to go.
It's one of those rare lunar solar eclipses.
Cho can't get that to fall, and it's rebounded by Marcos Da Silva.
That time, just a little bit of a rush decision there from Cho.
Clemente back to the basket, and it won't count. Foul on the floor.
John, another thing that's quite impressive from this start to the third quarter, Brazil don't have any more team fouls to give. In the first and second quarter, it was Korea getting into 4 fouls with over halfway to go.
Yeah, very good point. That's only their first team foul. And as we go down the stretch, could play a vital role in this game. 33 throws in total in this contest. Clemente dumps it off. There is De Silva wide open. And I tell you what, Brazil are getting so much joy under the basket.
That's twice they've exploited Korea's defense in the paint. There's 2 uncontested good looks for the Brazilians.
26 points inside for Brazil, and they can't answer back with Kim. 4-point game. Brazil want to slim it down a little more. Philo. Casemiro in space, but Philo decides not to use him. Now he does. In and out with the 6-footer. Ball is loose. Brazil get it back. Only Korea's 4th turnover. Philo gives it up. Clemente fakes, shoots, and hits.
Well, they did the hard part on the previous defensive play, come up with a rebound, but it's a poor outlet. And Clemente, that's always going to be automatic.
A 1-possession game with 4:45 to play in the 3rd. We'll have a brief stoppage of play as Min Seung Kim just being helped up by Marcos De Silva. And Youngmoo Kim, the Korea coach, will get some substitutions going as the 2 Kims come out. And Seok Young comes in alongside Bi Jong Lee. Here is Cho. Youngjo Lee loves to shoot from the mid-range, but can't get that to fall. And we have a foul away from the ball. I think that's going to be on Lee. It is. And that's his 2nd foul, so Brazil will keep it.
Well, Korea already with one of their star players on 4 fouls, so it's going to be a very uphill battle now for the Koreans.
Marcos De Silva. Clemente wants that shot. Can't get that to fall, and Cho collects the rebound. Rebound number 4 for him to go with 16 points, 10 assists. Lovely dump-off pass. And Kim can't get it to fall, and Sergio Junior collects the rebound, and away come Brazil looking to push. Philo in space. Can't get it to go, though. You need to get those.
That was a 3-on-1 as well.
Youngjo Lee. Korea looking to capitalize. Here is Cho. 9 to shoot. Lee can't get it. Gets it back. Can't get that either. Both teams going cold from the floor.
Well, Brazil have numbers in it. It must capitalize.
Marcos De Silva goes to the basket. There is Clemente. Clemente banks it home.
That was a barren spell for both teams, but it's Brazil who break this. So they should be able to come out on top of this and be able to push ahead.
And the game is tied at 53. A place at the World Championships on the line. Cho doesn't get the 3 to drop. A 9th rebound now for Cristiano Clemente to go with 21 points. De Silva fakes, glides to the basket, and he'll go to the line for a couple.
John, we don't see that too often in international wheelchair basketball. At this level, usually the man-to-man coverage is good enough that they're able to keep players in front of him. And given that age is just a number, what Marcos De Silva just did, that's incredible.
As we'll have substitutions again for Korea, as head coach Youngmoo Kim loves to frequently rotate towards the end of the 3rd and 4th quarters. We'll probably be seeing a lot of that later on as Marcos De Silva going to the foul line. I did like how you said that age is just a number. That makes us feel just that little bit better, doesn't it, Josh?
Well, I have more white hair than anybody here, so I'm no fine glass of red wine, that's for sure.
Marcos De Silva puts Brazil in the lead, but splits the foul shots. Here is Sang-yeol Kim. Kim, there is Lee, gives it up. Cho a two, no! And now Brazil with the momentum. Marcos da Silva right down Main Street. Philo gives it up. There is da Silva again. 2 more free throws to come.
See, Korea, since going up by 8 points, now it's just become a stone-cold offense. But just feel with the Koreans, there's no need to panic here. 2:15, try to ride the storm until going into the 4th quarter. Whole quarter of basketball to play in here at the IWBF Repechage.
2:15 to play. Brazil have a 1-point lead, and they'll get a couple at the stripe. Well, we'd like to welcome you all to the IWBF YouTube channel. We certainly hope you're enjoying this fascinating contest, as Brazil hold a 1-point advantage over Korea, of course, coming up at the conclusion of this game. It'll be hosts Thailand taking on Poland. And that's going to tip off at 1:45 local time, with the Netherlands and Senegal wrapping up the men's repechage. And then once the fun is done here in Thailand, keep it locked on the IWBF YouTube channel as the women's repechage takes place today with their crossover games.
John, not a lot to separate these two teams. I say the only thing where Brazil have had a slight advantage, but it's only by 8 points, has been points in the paint. Korea, on the other hand, where they've had an 8-point advantage, has been off the turnovers, but neither team has really done a poor job in overly turning the ball over. 7 turnovers in total for Brazil, 4 in total for Korea. So there's not really a lot you can separate these teams. They've just able to attack each other in different areas and exploit each other's weaknesses.
Brazil shooting just around 51% from the field in this contest. Conversely, Korea at around 44, as Marcos da Silva makes the first. And da Silva buries the second. And it's a 3-point lead for Brazil. Biggest lead of the game for either team has been 8 points. That just tells you how closely fought this crossover game has been. Gildong Yang misses it. And Korea's struggles from the field continuing. There is Philo, under the basket, gets it to go.
That's huge for Brazil, restoring a 2-possession lead now with just under 1:45.
The momentum firmly with the South American Giants. As we have a whistle, Korea will reset their play. I don't think the Korean players were aware, as Gildong Yang hit the deck, and Sung-Hyo Cho wanted to continue playing, but the referee's not having any of it. Here is Young-Jo Lee. Cho gives it up. Missed there from Kim. Ball is loose. Korea still have it. Shot clock winding down. Lee a 3. No. They get another offensive board. And they still can't get it to go, as Min-Sung Kim misses this time.
It's 2 good misses, well, 2 good looks in the paint gone missing.
Brilliant passing from Brazil, and the finish from da Silva.
Exactly what Brazil want. They could get 1 more possession. Could they make it a 2-possession or a double-digit lead going into the 4th quarter? That would be monumental.
Their biggest lead of the game. 60 to 50, 33 seconds to play in the 3rd. There is Quack. Again, Korea can't get it to go. Marcos da Silva, right down Main Street. There is Philo, falling away. No, ball is loose. Who has it? Korea have it. And we have two Korea players. In fact, we have a Korea player and a Brazil player on the deck. Marcos da Silva gets himself back up. Min-Sung Kim needs help. This has been an incredible final 3 minutes, hasn't it, for Brazil? Korea there's a lid on that basket right now for Korea.
Well, it's all gone down here for Korea, especially when Sang-Yo Kim got his fourth foul, but now he's fouled out of the game. So it is a tough one indeed here for the Koreans. But key thing for them is get one final bucket, minimize it to a 2-possession deficit. Give yourself that little bit of belief.
Yun. Final seconds of the third. There is Cho. They've got to do something with it. They can't do anything with it. That is the end of the third period. And as you said, Sang-Yeon Kim fouled out of the game. A huge factor going into the fourth and final period, as Brazil have a 60-53 lead. And the final 10 minutes will certainly be all to play for, as the next ticket for Ottawa is on the line.
Still a whole nother quarter to play, 10 minutes. What Korea need to do is, it's been a complete panic mode in the last few minutes. They've missed a few shots inside the paint. They haven't been bad attempts, actually. But now it's panic on the defensive end. So they've got to use the first few minutes of the fourth quarter to try and, control the tempo. Take that back from Brazil. Otherwise, we haven't really seen the Clemente dominance. He may have 23 points, but he has spurts where he just takes over the game completely by himself. If that happens in the fourth quarter, then unfortunately for Korea, it would be lights out.
Chuck in 11 rebounds and 7 assists, flirting with that triple-double, but 9 of 16 from the field. Still not overly terrible, about 56%. However, like you said, the shooting has been a bit erratic, hasn't it, from him in this game, but still doing the business for Brazil. Dario Philo with 14 points on an efficient 60% shooting. Sung-Yo Cho with a double-double of 16 points and 10 assists, leading the way for Korea, but he is on 3 fouls. Sang-Yeon Kim fouled out of the game on 12 points and 6 rebounds toward the end of the third period. But one thing about Korea is when their backs are against the wall, they seem to thrive off the pressure. But Brazil are 10 minutes away from glory here in Thailand, and a plane ticket awaiting them to Ottawa, Canada in the summer. Of course, for all the information on the 2026 IWBF World Championship, don't forget to visit IWBF.org, and of course follow the World Championship page, Ottawa 2026. As the fourth quarter begins, there is Clemente, can't get it to go, gets it again at the second attempt.
That's unfortunate, he missed the first one, and there's not much Korea could do because the ball just bounces right back into his hand. Great start for the Brazilians.
9-point lead. Cho, Lee to Yun. Yun gets it in.
And finally they're able to get something to actually kickstart them back into this.
Third field goal for Suk-Young Yun. Here is Marcos da Silva. Sergio Junior had an open lane to the basket. Yeah. There is da Silva, keeps going, 6 to shoot, puts it in.
This is great for Brazil, because any other player who can score other than Clemente is really going to seal the deal for them.
And we have a whistle as the Brazil bench, very overly enthusiastic. Coach Gijs van Rootselaar just telling his team just to calm down. One of the veteran referees, Krunoslav Pejic from Croatia. There is Yunjun Lee. Cho in rhythm. Can't get it to go though. Marcos da Silva. Clemente. Sergio Junior again open under the basket. And a travelling violation against Clemente, a rare turnover for Brazil's danger man.
Because the nerves and anxiety are really going to settle in with both teams. 8:28 left to find out who is going to the IWBF World Championship.
First turnover of the game for Clemente. Brazil's 8th overall. Lee. Cho cutting back door, gets it, and gets it to go, and a foul.
That's incredible. A backdoor play. Soon as he caught it, John, he didn't think twice, went straight up with it, and it's a big-time three-point play coming up for Cho.
And it was made all that little more tougher as he was off balance when he threw that ball up, and the ball did a victory lap before dropping down. And Cho now a chance to cut Brazil's lead, which he duly connects. Still all to play for here with 2 minutes played in the fourth quarter. Marcos da Silva all the way down Main Street, and he'll go to the line for a 2.
That's just Korea's defense, completely preoccupied with Clemente. Like I said, other players are stepping up, and Marcos da Silva's been one of them here in the fourth.
We've seen that more than once today, how Brazil's playmakers just see a lane down the middle and they exploit it. But da Silva misses the first.
But again, maybe not a bad foul. But that's Cho's 4th personal foul.
And that's huge when the stakes are so high. Yunjo Lee. Cho wants it and gets it. Cho, there is Quack. Casemiro for company with Cho. There is Quack again. Never stopped moving, but can't get the layup to go.
That's the build-up you want, but again, it's another missed attempt for Korea.
There is Clemente off the glass.
Off balance, out of control. John, I said it before, I'll say it again. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain.
Brazil's lead gets back to 9. As we just have a brief break in play, the moisture technicians are in full force here in Suphan, Buri.
Is it moisturizer removal technicians? Who
you've
said
got,
that?
You've got your saying, I've got mine.
Who said that? The great Geordie, what was his name? Jeff King, that was it.
Cho. Cho has it. Gives it up to Youngjo Lee. 6 to shoot. Quack from the foul line. The bounce is unfriendly for Korea as Sergio Junior will need help getting up as the Brazilian trainer.
That's the thing about Clemente, John. He's just got such a long reach that, he can contest a lot of shots, and Huac is a great shooter. But still, 7:12 left. No need for Korea to panic at the moment.
Well, if there's one thing, as you said, Josh, one thing Korea will not do, will never do, it's panic. One of the most patient teams you'll see at this repechage. As Clemente dumps it off, there is Casemiro. Casemiro with almost unorthodox hook shot, doesn't get it to fall. Here is Cho. Cho keeps going and puts it in.
I feel like he's going to have to score on every offense. He seems to be their most consistent and confident threat at the moment. But remember, he does have 4 fouls.
21 now for Cho. Marcos da Silva. Filo looking for Clemente. Clemente no good. Ball is loose. Casemiro comes up with it, and Brazil will reset.
Korea should have got that rebound.
Da Silva, no. Another offensive rebound for Brazil. Their 10th of the game. Clemente, Filo gets it.
Clemente's positioning was world class. Korea thought he was going to go to the sideline. What does he do? He just very sneakily goes baseline, gets it, an extra pass, and that is just pure team wheelchair basketball.
Cho with the shot clock in single figures. Cho off the back iron, rebounded by Clemente, his 14th rebound. Marcos da Silva, and he'll pull out. Clemente, long, rebounded by Yun.
Got to get something here.
As there's a foul away from the ball, as Carlos Casemiro now on the deck, and the Brazilian trainer is he's grafting away, isn't he, as he helps Casemiro back up.
John, Korea also needs to realize Clemente also has 4 fouls as we speak. If you make their star player get that 5th foul for these final 5-14, that is going to be a very tough operation hang on for the Brazilians.
Lee, Cho at the top. Can't get that to fall. And the ball goes out of bounds. A 9-point lead for Brazil here in this 4th quarter.
I think that's the fatigue settling in at this stage. He's played very substantial minutes today.
Marcos da Silva. Clemente. Clemente still has it. There is da Silva. The shot clock at 4. Gives it up. Sergio Junior will go to the line as he pumps his fists in enthusiasm. 4:46 to play in Brazil now, with a chance to take a double-digit lead. Sergio Junior misses the first. The pressure is on. Sergio Junior misses them both. Here is Cho. Yun cutting to the basket. There is Quack, loses it. Stolen by Sergio Junior.
Tough turnover here. Now they got to try to get a stop in the transition.
There is Clemente. Clemente agonizingly falls out. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Marcos da Silva. 9 to shoot. Clemente gets it again, and he'll go to the line for a couple again.
I think the body language there from the Koreans. They get a save from going out of bounds, and Clemente left unmarked. At that point they have to foul him, but John, 4:15 left. Clemente's going to make this a double-digit lead, but this is a big test now. It's, big ask for the Koreans.
Cristiano Clemente, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, and a couple of steals. Emphatically shown us why he is Brazil's danger man throughout this men's repechage, averaging over 30 points a contest, and he sticks them both. 11-point lead, the first double-digit lead of the game. Cho. There is Lee. Lee puts it up. No. It'll go out of bounds and right into the hands of a gleeful, joyful Brazil bench.
It's tough to watch because when Korea went up by 8 points in the third quarter, since then, Good shot selection, but nothing is dropped for them.
Clemente. Marcos da Silva, full head of speed, goes to the cup, offensive foul. Away from the ball.
You see Coach Kaisvan Rusala just saying to his players, calm down, we have this in our hands.
Foul is on Casemiro, that'll be his second foul. Both teams with a foul to give, with 3:44 remaining in the fourth. Cho lets fly and hits.
And they needed that one desperately. Down 9, over 3.5.
And an offensive foul away from the ball, and that I think might be on Casemiro again. And that's his third foul. And now Korea's starting to believe again. Timeout called by Brazil, a wise timeout, cutting any momentum that Korea will have.
It's all about shot selection for the Koreans. They get those good looks. They miss so many good attempts in the paint. I mean, John, this could be a one-point game if they had made 4 of those missed attempts that we've seen from now, well, from the third quarter until now. But still, a little bit of time here left for the Koreans. You got to get something good here, and then you got to defend. When defending, you've got to keep the ball out of the hands of Clemente.
Well, we certainly hope your heart rates in wherever you are in Korea or Brazil are holding up nicely, because this is going to be a whirlwind finish to this incredible contest to tip off the final day of the IWBF Men's Repechage. What's following this game? 1:45 local time. Poland take on Thailand. And then the action concludes at 4 p.m. local time with the Netherlands and Senegal. The winner of those 3 games today, or these 3 games today, advance to the World Championships in Ottawa, which will take place between the 9th and 19th of September. Here is Cho. Can't get that to fall. Another rebound for Clemente.
So I just think that's a little too far to go for a bank from that angle.
Marcos da Silva, who has been such a steady hand for Brazil in this game, gets it back from Filo with 7 to shoot. Looks for Sergio Junior. Sergio Junior back to the basket, gives it up. Shot is no good from da Silva. Here is Cho. Cho collides with da Silva. Lee. One-handed shot from Gildong Yang, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That's tough. Imagine if you get a 3-point play on that one, but still a trip to the free throw line. You have to minimize the deficit. Time is now slowly winding down, but still there's hope and belief for the Korean players.
Gildong Yang, just 1 point in this contest, 0 of 4 from the field. And again, another physical presence throughout this repechage as he misses the first, which is met with a chorus of cheers from the Brazil bench. As Gildong Yang makes the second. 8-point game, 2:33 to play. Offensive foul is called.
That's 5 on Casemiro then.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
the referees,
3 offensive fouls here in the fourth quarter.
The referees are going to have a chat here with the Brazil bench, and I think the Brazil bench wants a review of that.
I'm not sure you can have a referee's challenge, though, or a head coach's challenge on a foul, to my understanding. I could be wrong on that, but
yeah,
that's 5 fouls on Clemente.
That's huge. With just over 2 minutes to play. And Clemente now fouled out.
Well, we haven't got it yet on the score table yet, but it is flat. He had 4 fouls before the offensive foul, I believe.
So the scorer's table did put the 5 fouls up. It's just not been reflected on the scoreboard at the moment.
It's flashing though. I can see that. Just the red mark hasn't come up, but
yeah. Well, we'll see in just a second, but a timeout called, and a very big call with just over 2 minutes to play here in our first crossover game. As both teams, well, Brazil making their way back out onto the floor, Korea still in their huddle. And now referee Krunoslav Pajic just telling the Korea team, hurry up, get on the court, please. Zario Nunes comes in to the game for Cristiano Clemente, who has fouled out of this contest. Still not been reflected on the scoreboard yet, but I'm sure it will momentarily. There is Lee. Cho throws it up. No.
And that's tough. Good look. For Brazil, it's simply hang on.
Foul called. And now Korea with no more fouls to give. Brazil in the penalty. Marcos da Silva. Nunes. 9 to shoot. Nunes. No good. Rebounded by Lee. And every shot now, every possession Brazil will get, they will use up that shot clock as much as they can. Lee. It's good. Have Korea got one fight back left in them?
This is smart now for Korea because they're going to foul Marcos da Silva. Hasn't been so consistent from the free throw line, so they're taking a gamble here.
Marcos da Silva, 7 of 12 today from the foul line. And there'll be foul shots to come. 1:35 to play, 71-65. Marcos da Silva with 1:35 to play, hits the second.
That's crucial. Making free throws when it counts.
Cho still has it. Korea now need buckets, and they get it with Cho.
Got a foul here.
Nunes. Cho nearly got him there. Marcos da Silva. Brazil are starting to hang on a little bit. Foul called on Yongjo Lee.
So he made his last two, da Silva. Just got to go to the free throw line, relax, take a deep breath. I mean, very least make one of them. Still make it a 7-point game with 1:13.
That'll be Lee's 4th foul for Korea. And for Brazil, they'll be very content living at the line for the final minute and 13. Misses the free throw though. Brazil now 13 of 19 today. Makes the second.
Still a 7-point lead, a big margin to hold on. But Korea can't waste time.
Excuse me, Brazil are 19 of 28 from the foul line. As Cho launches, no, rebounded Philo. His 9th rebound to go with 16 points. under a minute left. Nunes, big shot, he'll get 2 at the line.
And Cho couldn't commit a foul there in the full court because, well, the back court, because he actually has 4 fouls himself. And if he's gone, well, Korea, then it becomes a question, who's your offensive player at that point?
Yeah, and he has gone. That's 5 fouls.
I think that foul actually is on
Yang. It's on Gil Dong-yang, and that's his 5th foul, and another crucial part of Korea's offense. Now fouled out of the game. Suk Young comes into the game, and Jung Sung Kwak comes in. Nunes at the line. Can't get the first to drop, but Brazil have a cushion. And Korea, for all their incredible efforts here in Thailand, are now going to have to start playing desperation ball.
Must go for a 3 here.
Cho, a 3. No, rebounded Philo. That's Philo's double-double. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Whistle has gone. As the Brazil bench start to celebrate with 25.8 on the clock.
And you see with Coach Suphan what it means to him, because he's only just begun this journey, this new project with Brazil after leaving the Netherlands. So big congratulations to him. I mean, John, their first 2 games, you got to remember the tough encounters, Iran and Poland. And now they've won their last 2 games, and we'll see them in Ottawa.
A man who spent a lot of time last year in Sao Paulo. He was a keen observer for the Under-23 World Championships. And he has steered his team to the IWBF World Championships. Ball deflected, Korea get it. But Brazil are nearly over the finish line.
Tough one for Korea. They went up by 8 points in the 3rd quarter. You thought this will be their game. But then miss after miss, and you really have to feel for this team because they've been fun to watch.
Cho misses the 3. The shot clock will be turned off now.
And I like it, John, from Coach Suphan. No shot. Show the respect to your opponents.
Look what it means to the Brazil bench. Brazil are heading to Ottawa. They're heading to the World Championships. Brazil defeat Korea 75-67. And look at the scenes, look at the celebrations. Brazil have punched their ticket to the World Championships. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, an outstanding performance from the Brazilians. They persevered. They had to ride a few storms against this very star-talented Korean team who, you know, Korea in this tournament, what I felt they've embodied the most is true synergy. That great game they played against the Netherlands, I thought it was very competitive. And no doubt we'll see them again at some point. I mean, they've got a very fantastic team, but unfortunately, there can only be one team that goes to the IWBF World Championship, and that will be Brazil, that will be going to Canada.
Brazil join Iran as qualifiers for the IWBF World Championships. Oh, it's going to be a party in downtown Suphan, Buri tonight for these guys. And for the Brazilian fans watching at home, staying up late in the early hours. Their working day is going to be a very hard one, knowing that their boys have qualified.
That's a beautiful sign, that is. A beautiful sight.
Look at this. Incredible scenes. It's exactly what you love to see.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. A sellout crowd for the Thailand game.
Well, yeah, Poland, Thailand up next. But while we heap praise on Brazil, what a repechage it's been for Korea. They've fallen short, but they can hold their heads high. They have been magnificent.
Yeah, it's what I said earlier. I mean, it's a very good team. They got some very good players on there. I think technically they're probably one of the best teams in terms of how they play together. But like I said, it's unfortunate. We saw them in Dubai at the last IWBF World Championship, but they'll be better. They'll come back. They'll come back bigger, stronger, and no doubt we'll see Korea again.
So as said, Brazil join Iran as qualifiers to the IWBF World Championship via the repechage. They will join Morocco, Australia, Japan, Argentina, Colombia, Great Britain, Italy, Germany, Spain, Turkey, world champions USA, and of course hosts Canada. The giant plane ticket handed to Marcus da Silva, who lifts it aloft. Brazil are World Championship bound. They have officially qualified. As the Samba celebration begins. Keep it locked here on the IWBF YouTube channel, because up next, it is the host nation Thailand against Poland. But congratulations to Brazil, commiserations to Korea. My thanks to Josh Bett, I'm John Hobbs, and we will see you again very shortly.